Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Nutley Cisco Academy podcast. Thanks for listening, listeners. Yeah, and today's topics are net neutrality and the California lawsuit that happened September 30th. So, quick question, like your guys' opinions on what do you guys think about net neutrality? Should we have it, or should we just like kick it out of the country?
I think in general we should have it. There's a lot of things it protects against. There's a lot of ideas in it that are I see why companies don't want it because it gets rid of their ability to kind of slow down streaming for services from other companies, and basically it gives more incentive for people to buy certain internet providers and things like that. So I see why other companies don't want it, but it's completely necessary to be on the internet. There shouldn't be a restriction. Like we're all paying for the Wi-Fi and stuff like that.
It should be free.
It should be not just free. It should just all be the same quality, no matter what site you're going on. So if you have this level of quality, if you're paying for the highest quality, it shouldn't be affected by what the company has ownership over.
Yeah,
I
totally agree. I don't want to pay $5 extra for Netflix for a faster streaming quality. That just sucks. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, who wants to pay that? I don't want to pay that.
I personally disagree with removing net neutrality because if net neutrality is keeping all things on the internet equal, then if they take that away, then that could infringe on our rights. Because if certain websites are blocked or slowed down or you have to pay for it, then that's not really fair in our rights.
And keeping net neutrality will help the economy grow because certain startups won't be able to worry about being censored. And ISPs won't be able to censor any data. And that's what Google and Facebook do now. They block data based on what they think is inappropriate. So we don't want that being in our internet all the time.
It sort of reminds me of DLC in video games. Everyone's freaking out about microtransactions, having to pay extra for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just making people pay for something they think they have everything, and then adding in these extra charges to make kind of milk out a customer.
I also feel that net neutrality being repealed, it's freedom of speech being eliminated basically because they could block content they don't want you to see that before you were completely able to.
Well, it's not really freedom of speech. It'd be more
I wouldn't say freedom of speech.
Because freedom, you still have the ability to say whatever you want online. It's just certain websites are blocked or would be slowed down, which is completely wrong.
And you have another paywall to that, pay $5 more to access whatever website you're trying to go through.
I think the reason I think the FCC doesn't see it as corruption is because there's nothing in the amendment that's Wi-Fi should every internet service or every website should have the same level. There shouldn't be slowdowns. It's not in the Constitution.
Actually, talking about laws right now, that's a good transition. Obama era's laws, that was the basis. Net internet should be equal throughout all parts. It should be free or equal throughout all parts, and certain providers shouldn't allow themselves to slow down speeds and websites for Netflix, blah blah blah. And now California, September 30th, they were just sued by the Justice Department, supported by GPI, that their law is surpassing Obama era's laws, which were already thrown out.
Yeah, I think the Trump administration even said that the damages caused by this proposed bill would be irreparable. And, there's no going back from it.
There's no going back from it. So what are your guys' opinions? I know California for a fact is fighting this lawsuit. They want their law to be set in stone. What are you guys' opinions on that?
I think recently there was things that were there's no legal ground to sue them on this.
Yeah.
Where they I didn't read the full thing, but from the gist of it that I got was there is no actual legal ground to be suing California for doing this. And I think other states should should join in on this because if it's just California, it's just one state doing it.
Yeah, I agree because if this law gets through, it could serve as a precedent and be a blueprint for other states to protect their net neutrality.
Yeah. Actually, certain states are supporting this case now. They're trying to say, hey, you can't sue California for this. It's just another law. And actually, some internet providers, let's say Firefox, Mozilla Firefox, and other things, are trying to support this too. So it's getting through. But in my opinion about it is that I totally agree. They have no rights, not no rights, but no grounds to sue California for this. It's just a better law for Obama's laws that we're based off.
I think part of the thing too is I don't think President Trump likes like a lot of the stuff that Obama did, and I think him repealing was just out of trying to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he like understands what it truly is, like net neutrality.
Is net neutrality like all bad? Like, do you think it's just all bad?
What do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
Like, I mean, there's some like positives, like
There's
ISPs don't.
There's only positives for net. Well,
Oh, you mean
in our
repealing.
opinion,
You mean repealing.
repealing net
Repealing.
neutrality.
Any like thing?
Like, what's positive about repealing net
Yeah.
neutrality?
You see anything positive?
If I were to make a counter argument, I guess it kind of allows, like, I'm not sure. I think it allows the economy to like kind of like not expand, but like it allows certain providers to like charge people more often. But that just not.
There
for
is
us.
no. I can't think of a single positive.
Yeah.
For it.
I mean,
It's
like,
positive
the
for
one-
the company.
The one
like,
positive
they get
I
more
can
money
think
out
of
it.
is that like if somebody or a group of people are doing like illegal activities on the internet and like or they're like potentially in the risk of harming people, maybe like repealing net neutrality could like help that. But I just think like the good of net neutrality like far outweighs the bad.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like one thing I could think of against net neutrality, and like ISPs, like now they have to treat data like the same, but before
Yeah.
they didn't.
Yeah.
So internet providers could provide like a smaller package, and that could cost less than like a normal package,
Yeah.
and that could appeal more to like poorer people, so that like people who can't like really afford the internet can like get internet access.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think also. I had something and I completely forgot what it was.
Yeah, it happens. Take your time.
It was like I think like a Jeep Pie doesn't understand what he's doing.
Oh no. A Jeep Pies claims that
Like he made that terrible video where he's talking about it. You know the video where it's like he's just like trying to like appeal to everybody.
Yeah. But no, a Jeep Pie claims that the internet is like not state owned, but it should be controlled by the government. Meaning that if we do he thinks if we repeal net neutrality, then that's just that fully gives the internet fully gives the government control over the internet, which should be it.
That's what he thinks.
That's what he thinks it is. But I totally disagree with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it's people were freaking out when the NSA thing came out. I think it's spot on us through the webcam. Well, people already assumed that. There was a lot of assumptions made. But when it leaked out that can actually happen, people freaked out. And giving them full control of the internet doesn't make me feel safer.
Yeah, it doesn't make us feel safer.
Like a lot of people use the argument, well, if you have nothing to hide, what's to worry about? But it's just like you want privacy in life. Like that's why that's why houses aren't made. Well, there's other reasons why houses aren't like see through, but like that's like you want privacy. That's the whole reason. Like like when you're in your room, like
I don't want somebody just you
have curtains hanging up over windows.
Think about this. If let's say your bedroom, right, your room. Let's say every lock is just illegal. That's just how it is. You want privacy. You don't want somebody just opening your door without saying, "Oh, come in" or something like that. I can't just let somebody in.
Like having the NSA and stuff, it's sort of like it feels like everybody's house is made out of glass.
Yeah.
Like it's just they can see everything you're doing.
Yeah, Big Brother's watching that.
That bothers me.
It does. Yeah, it does. It makes sense.
It's weird that I feel like people like freaked out about it for like a few months. Like back in like October, November, like December of last year, people were talking about it like constantly, and then it all went through and nobody's cared. This is like the California thing is the first time I've heard about it since like February, March.
The thing about the internet is that like for the longest time it was seen as like the Wild West or like a frontier where like you could do whatever you want. But now like the government's getting a hold of it and like it's not really like that anymore. Like you lost your like anonymity.
Yeah, you're basically anonymous on like the internet. Like there's a lot of little things too, like on Twitter you can put like your birthday and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of little tiny things that aren't like infringing on any rights or anything like that. But it's weird that you can put like certain things.
Yeah.
Or have certain options to kind of like show things about your life.
Or another thing is like if you like look up a certain product on like eBay or something, you'll like see ads for that product like on a social media if you're like browsing through it. That's happened to me before.
Yeah, I've talked about like I've said like something like I was talking to somebody about something and I got on my phone and see an ad for it. And I didn't look it up ever. Like it's the first time I've ever talked to, or it's the first time I've ever seen that ad. I've never searched it up, and they just know.
Yeah.
It's just sort of bizarre, I guess.
Yeah, it is pretty bizarre. Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think we covered a lot of stuff. We covered the 2 topics. We kind of like strayed away a bit.
We had a little more information.
We had a little more information about privacy, internet stuff,
and like government infringement in general.
Yeah, the government just taking control of the media.
But I think overall we hit everything we did.
Yeah, that's good, guys. Well, guys, thanks for listening. This was Nutley Cisco Academy with me, Zeke,
Avi,
Crojo,
Nick,
and Chris.
And thanks for listening again. Have a good day, night, or whenever you're listening to this.